Hey, in this video, you'll learn 5 tips for better business English. Now, all the tips we talk about in today's lesson are very practical. This means that you can literally take these tips and implement them into your real life and see some progress with your business English. So, let's get started. Tip number 1, become an expert in your field and on your position in English. So this means that you need to practice talking about your industry and your position as much as you can in English before learning about other industries and other professions in English, all right? A common mistake that I see some English learners making is that they try to improve their business English by learning about all businesses and all industries in general. But the very first step is to become an expert in your own field. And the reason for this is because chances are you're going to be talking about your work, your job, your company, and your industry. And when you are an expert on something, you're able to communicate confidently and clearly. And confidence goes a long way in the world of business, all right? So that's the very first step for you. So you need to learn vocabulary and terminology that is relevant to your industry and to your job and your work, of course. You need to practice explaining concepts about what you do in English and practice answering questions about your company, your job, and your industry in English. That is a great starting point. So tip 1, become an expert on your field and what you do first. Tip 2 is to choose the right materials for improving your business English. I recommend using authentic or real materials when you're studying business English because that way you can learn new vocabulary and new terminology about your industry. Using authentic materials will help you stay up to date with all of the changes in your industry. The world of business is constantly changing, and it is important for you to stay up to date with what is going on. So you can't just practice talking about your industry one time, memorize an answer, and that's it. You need to stay updated with what's happening in the world around you. Because when you have conversations with people in professional situations, when you talk to people about your work and your industry, you need to discuss current events, all right? So using authentic materials will help you do that and save you time having to research what's happening in my industry. So let's say that you only study for 30 minutes a day. As long as you're using the right materials, that will maximize the 30 minutes a day that you are trying to work on your business English. So some authentic materials that you can use include articles online, blogs, business podcasts, TED Talks. TED Talks are amazing. If you are not familiar with TED Talks, go to TED.com. You can choose your industry, you can choose any topic, and you can listen to professionals from around the world give talks on a lot of different topics. It's an amazing way to improve your business English. You can also listen to interviews, use online forums, participate in discussions either online or in person, and you can follow relevant social media pages. So these are just a few. There are tons of things that you can use to practice and access authentic business English and authentic business related material. If you have any more suggestions, make sure you leave them down below in the comments. Tip 3 is to ask for help. Do not be afraid to ask for help when it comes to business, when it comes to work. I know that sometimes people feel like asking for help is a sign of weakness because you're admitting that you don't know something. However, it can actually be the opposite. If you ask for help, you are showing that you're self-aware and that you want to improve yourself. You're showing that you're willing to ask for help rather than just pretending you understand and then making a mistake, which is actually much worse and more unprofessional. So if you need help with communicating something in English, don't be afraid to ask your boss, to ask your colleagues, to ask your friends, to ask your teacher. However, you should consider and be aware of how you are asking, who you are asking, what you are asking them for, and when you are asking, all right? So if you need help with something, make sure that you set aside a time or you request a meeting to ask for help. Don't just go up to someone, a colleague, for example, in the middle of a project, a busy day, or a meeting and interrupt them and say, I need your help with this, okay? Also keep in mind that it's a great idea to ask for help. However, the other person is doing you a favor, so make sure you respect their time, you ask them politely, you are diplomatic, you are clear, and so on. So the key here is just to make sure that whoever you're asking for help is available to help you, able to help you, and willing to help you. Before we continue, I want to remind you about my Essential English for Business course. This is an awesome online self-study business English course I've created to help you learn to communicate clearly and confidently at work. If you want to check it out, just click the link down below this lesson. Tip 4 is to set very specific goals for yourself. So it's not enough just to say, I want to improve my presentations. I want to improve my presentations. Presentations about what? Presentations for whom? How long are your presentations? You need to be specific. It's not enough to say, I want to sound professional. You want to sound professional in what contexts? You want to be able to talk about what topics and to whom. So you get the point, all right? So instead of just saying, I want to be better, I want to be professional, you need to be as specific as possible. Why? Because if you're not specific, then you cannot measure your progress, okay? You cannot measure if you're professional or not professional. You cannot measure whether you have good presentations if you don't have any criteria. So an example of a clear, specific goal might be, I want to be able to confidently deliver 30-minute presentations to groups of 20 people or more on content creation, just as an example, all right? Of course, your goals need to be specific to you, to your job, to your industry, to whatever you want to improve on. And I'm really curious to hear what your specific goals are for your business English. So please do leave them down below in the comments if you're comfortable sharing, of course. And last but certainly not least is tip number 5, invest in yourself. Investing in yourself is one of the best investments that you can make. Now, of course, there are lots of things you can do at home to practice your English and improve your business English on your own. However, there is a limit to how much you can improve because a lot of times you cannot identify your own weak areas. You cannot identify your own mistakes. You cannot identify or pinpoint what is actually wrong and what you need to do to correct it. So you can invest in yourself by taking a course. You can get a private teacher. You can take a professional training course. There are lots of different options, right? So you can join my course. You can study with another teacher, whatever you like and whatever works for you. But the point is, in order to really improve your business English and your professional communication, consider investing in yourself. You will absolutely not regret it. And again, if you want more information on my course or how you can study with me, I will link that down below in the description. So there you have it, 5 practical tips for better business English. I have also created a free ebook for you, English Conversations Made Simple. This ebook is to help you with your everyday English conversations and communication skills. It's free. Click the link below to get your copy. Now, if you have any questions on this topic, please leave them down below in the comments for me. If you enjoyed the lesson, give it a like, share it with anyone else who's trying to improve their business English. And as always, thank you so much for watching and learning with me today, and I'll see you soon in the next lesson.